Today is day 28 of my ramen challenge, and I'm going to try to make vegetarian ramen from scratch. Big thanks to Morningstar Farms for sponsoring this video. I'm actually going to try it and use some of their plant-based products as toppings in this ramen, so we'll see how this goes. So if you remember my last attempt at making ramen from scratch, my biggest pain point were the noodles, and the whole process of making the ramen from scratch took over 9 hours. I'm hoping this will take less time. The first thing I did was preheat my oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit and then poured a cup of baking soda onto parchment paper. That part was fun, but try not to inhale too much when doing this. Popped it into the oven and then got started on prepping the veggies for the ramen broth. I'm using ones I think would go well in veggie stock like celery, carrots, and red bell pepper. Since I'm using green onions for part of the toppings later, I might as well use the white part for the stock. Same goes for some corn. We'll do a little karate chop with a knife. Then I'm slicing and cleaning a leek. So I don't know about you guys, but whenever I hear the word leek, I think of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Let me know in the comments if you know the scene I'm talking about. I'm going to use one whole onion chopped in half. Boom. Okay, I'm going to need some tips on peeling ginger. I had trouble for some reason this time, maybe because the knob was so big. It took me 10 minutes to do this, and I just ended up using a knife even though I know I'm wasting part of it. Also, I'm too scared to smash whole garlic bulbs like the pros, so this way we'll have to do. I'm so scared to do this. I was gonna you know how they do it where they do like this? Yeah. But even doing the individual cloves is scary. Isn't it? Sketch? My god. But it's kind of fun, so I'll give it a pass. So I always see cool videos of people charring vegetables with a blowtorch, and I wanted to give it a try, especially since I have a small one. I laid out all the veggies onto a tray and started to have some fun. Kind of. My torch ended up being too small, so it was taking forever to char them, and then it just kept shutting off. I was refilling it with butane, but it wasn't having it, so I just moved on to the next step because we don't got all day. I mean, I already spent 10 years peeling the ginger. I bought a new pot for this ramen since I have a too small pot or a too big pot. Also, I didn't expect to spend so much time scrubbing the adhesive from the stickers from the bottom of the pot. I got a nice arm workout though. In the newly scrubbed pot, I added sesame oil, the slightly smashed garlic, and painfully peeled ginger. I let that cook for a little bit before I added the white part of the green onions and asked everything to move politely out of the way for the yellow onion. Then I added the red bell pepper. I cooked everything up until my kitchen was smelling really good and there were brown bits at the bottom of the pan. Poured in some water to scrape off the bits. Once that was done, I dumped in 12 cups of water. I let the water boil and then added the carrots, celery, leek, dried shiitake mushrooms, and tombu. Now I'm just going to let that simmer for a few hours and hope nothing bad happens. And it was time to remove the baked baking soda. Hi! Next was pulling out my nemesis, the pasta roller, out of storage and securing it to my counter. One thing I thought I was improving on is having better patience in the kitchen, but sometimes I just can't help it. I was just adding the baking soda and water mixture into the flour a little at a time. I'm getting impatient again. I just want to dump the whole thing in, you know? Even my hand was like, I'm out. My hand's cramping. Oh gosh. I put the mixture onto my floured counter and started doing my cat's job, kneading the dough. I just kept hearing my niece's voice, "Is the dough ready yet?" But times 15. Man, I miss her. Good news is that I'm going to see her next month. Anyway, back to the dough. I kneaded it for 20 minutes and then put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. I'm just gonna set it in here, wrap it up, and put it in the fridge. Then I cut it into fourths and rolled them out. A big suggestion I got from my first video is to roll the dough through multiple settings so it can gradually get thinner. So I started at 1 and worked my way to 3. Oh geez, but it is what it is. All right, to 3. This side looks better, so I'm gonna show you guys this side. Not bad. Do you think I should go one more?
It's getting better, I think.
I think I'm going to fold it in. It's trying to look a little better, right?
Yeah.
Geez, I feel so bad for Kyle. He's helping me shoot this video and I'm just asking him over and over if everything looks good. I gotta admit though, it was nice having someone to share this painful noodle experience with. I can't look how they look. Too scared. Oh man. The noodles stuck to each other, so I had to manually pull apart each strand. I think it was just too moist or I didn't knead long enough. Is eating the machine? But at least these are like passable, you know? So much thinner, yeah. It looks good, doesn't it?
It looks fine.
This one I won't fold again. How about that?
Yeah.
Moment of truth. Better?
Better.
Okay. Still not the best, but
it's better.
I forgot how my friend did this. I think he just wrapped it. It looks pretty good. For For the next piece, I ran it through each setting twice to see if that would help. I also added flour to each side.
No idea if that will help.
Better.
Okay, about the same as the last one.
It kind of sort of helped, but not really.
Attempt to just keep it thick.
I think the pasta roller was done with me at this point. I was most certainly done with it.
Ready, any day now. You can go through. What is happening? I'm too scared to look.
I think it's still better.
Why is this one squiggly? Oh, slower. Maybe the slowerness. Or the slowerness. Whoa. Towards the end. I think that's what I wanted. Maybe I did want thinner. YOLO.
Pretty good.
Next, I strained the vegetables from the broth. It's been about 3.5 hours at this point. I added a tablespoon of soy sauce, tablespoon of mirin, and about a tablespoon of red miso.
Maybe I should have strained it a little better.
Mixed it up and decided to add a bit more. And it was good to go. I was really happy with how it turned out. That leads us to the sponsor of this video, Morningstar Farms. The first topping I'm going to prepare are the Veggie Grillers Crumbles. I think this one will be great to crisp up, add chili flakes, and put it in the dish. One of the things I was most impressed with was the variety of plant-based foods to choose from. In yesterday's video, I tried their black bean patties and a burger. Today I'm using these crumbles and wait for it, they're veggie chicken nuggets. Sounds interesting, I know, but I can already see it adding a good crunch and flavor to the ramen.
These actually have some weight to them.
These nuggets were thick and I was excited to see how well it would do in the broth. I threw them in the air fryer for 12 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit and they came out crispy.
Oh, those look great.
All I'm doing to these are slicing them up.
Boom. Nice.
Then from my veggie stash, I'm slicing the mushrooms and cutting the kernels from the corn cob. Now that I have all my toppings ready, it's time to cook the noodles.
Turned out nice and crispy. Chopsticks, excuse me. Okay, fudged up. I think I'm breaking the noodles by stirring it too much. It's mushy now. I overcooked it. Didn't use it.
So in a bowl, I added a ladle of the broth, the mushy noodles, which were very lumpy. Then it was just assembling all the toppings to hide the noodles as much as possible. Mushroom, carrots, veggie chicken nuggets, more broth, veggie grillers crumbles, corn, more broth, sliced green onions, and seaweed paper. It's not a bad looking bowl, right?
Voila!
Different colors, different textures, and all veggie. I was ready to dive into the bowl.
These bits. The noodles have springiness to it. Not bad at all. Okay, I don't know where the broth keeps going.
I think the noodles were thirsty because the broth kept disappearing.
Noodles, broth, some of this chicken, corn. I have the mushroom right there. Let's give this a try. I'm like really happy with how this turned out. So the noodles could use some work, but this crunchy chicken with the noodles is really good as well.
I wanted to try a second bowl to see if the noodles would come out better, and for these I thought why not use the veggie spicy popcorn chicken. Even though I had the spice from the crumbles, I thought this would add a little more. Just pop these into the air fryer too.
Kind of stuck, so I should have put more flour in between them. Okay, don't overcook it. Don't overcook it. Maybe I should just let it be free in the water. Be free. Noodle pool.
Hey.
Okay, less stickage because we didn't overcook it.
I gotta admit, assembling the ramen bowls are fun to do. Which bowl do you guys think looks better?
Mushrooms, carrots, corn. I hear the crunch. That actually looks legit.
This one or the one before?
Oh, it needs more broth, man. Okay. Okay. Just like a crunch strip. Not the best noodle pool, but you know, hey, I'll work on it next time.
These noodles definitely turned out better than the first batch, and the veggie spicy popcorn chicken hit the spot.
This is the ultimate bite, right here.
That concludes day 11 of the ramen challenge. Thanks for watching, and thanks to Morningstar Farms for sponsoring this video. Also, Ramen Noodles 2, Lisa 0.
Can I do it?